Hey, welcome to this show. There's been a lot of developments here. Let me go over them with you. So I just took apart the fuel pressure regulator. I don't think it's supposed to have all that in there. So it looks like that's a lot of rust and some rust and more rust. And then there's like nuts and bits in here. So something definitely got into this. Also, this spring is supposed to be attached to here. So I'm a little concerned about that. Okay, so it's the daytime and we've had a chance to look at this a little bit clearer. So the whole thing is rusted up on the inside. I even see this little cap here was so rusted in that it was stuck. There was an adjoining piece. I was supposed to connect these two bits here with the spring compressed in the middle of it. And nope. So, and then the little vacuum port in there was completely blocked. So this could explain a lot of what was going on with this damn car. All right, flashback to a couple of days ago. We pulled off the upper intake manifold and we pulled out our injectors. We found 3 bad injectors. We ordered some new injectors. These are for 1990 Chevy Beretta. These will probably work. We actually ended up going with a buddy of mine had some injectors for a hopped up, I think it was 3800 Fiero, which as you can see, there's a little bit of difference here. The O-rings, it's hard to tell because the O-rings have been removed. O-rings would line up in the same place and these would fit into the slot, but there's a little bit extra nozzle here and I just wanted to have those. So we put those into the Fiero. I also don't know if I went over this last time, but we put on new wires. We made a spaghetti mess out of them. New intake gaskets up here because this whole thing comes apart to get to the fuel rail. The actual fuel pressure regulator was made of dust. So because that was all gunked up and messed up, it had gone into the fuel injectors and clogged 3 of them. One of them was leaking. So effectively the car was running on like 3 cylinders fully, and then there's the fuel cold start injector, just cold start injector, and that was giving off enough fuel for the car to start up, and then the 2.5 cylinders it was running on was what was pumping it. So that big backfire we were getting out of the car was coming from the one leaky injector firing off basically those 3 cylinders that were not getting any fuel whatsoever. So it's a little hard to see down there, but we just put the heat shield back on. That protects the firewall bulkhead. That's it right there with the foil. Let's see if I can do this without screwing up the photo. Right there, that little bit right there. So that's kind of important. One of the things we have to figure out is the fan is coming on with the key on. Let me show you. Key on. It comes on immediately, which it wasn't doing before. So there's probably a short to ground somewhere in the system. That being said though, this motor wants to run hot, so not quite the worst thing on the planet. But yeah, we got to get the hood supports fixed because right now it's just frustrating using the hood. But I got some progress to show you in a second. So you join me in the car. As you can hear, it's on and it says the door is ajar because that's what it likes to do. So we set the timing 10 degrees before top dead center. Probably could go a little bit more advanced than that, but we don't want to risk it. It is a hot cam, but I don't know what it is. We're reading 20 pounds roughly of vacuum, which is a lot better than where we are. But importantly, we set the adjustment here. And as you can see now with the new injectors and everything, I have no throttle input and we're able to cruise forward. We weren't able to do that before, which is great. We can just cruise on down from the clutch get-go and we don't have to worry about the car dying, which is remarkable. Still got to get the windshield fixed. That's on our next list of things to do. appears we got most of the issues with the Fiero figured out. So I'm going to be doing some more spirited stuff coming up. I'm going to go take it in for an alignment. I want to get this front end a little bit lower. Right now, it's about a hand there. And like, it's a little bit more than a hand there. But I really want more of a drop up front. So we'll see. It looks worse in person than it is in real life. We got some trim stuff, or it looks worse in person than it does on the camera. Because phones aren't real life. Although 2020, I'm rambling now. Regardless, it works. So we're going to take it out and we're going to do some fun stuff with it finally. So you cannot imagine how excited I am right now. Let me show you some other stuff we did real fast. Really enjoying, this is a 3D printed part. We threw it up on here. It takes place with a little grit. You can feel it sucking the air in there. I have a glove in my hand. You can feel it doing that when the car's on. Yeah, we need to get the tach fixed because the tachometer is a little off at the moment, which is making setting the idle a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. We need an alignment, something fierce. This thing is when it's driving, this is purely blocking, like fully blocking the speedometer. So I can see the incorrect tachometer and I can't see the correct speedometer. So, but I don't know. I still love this. This is my favorite part of this car. Whee! As long as those keep working, this car is worth working on. So the interior is a little mismatched at the moment, but neither one has a rip in it, so that's good. What'll probably end up happening is I'm looking for a Camaro seat that matches that to replace this. I'm also going to work on doing some upholstery on the other seat we have. And if that turns out well, we might just reupholster the seats. So we kind of got to wait and see because the 3D printed parts are coming along well. I kind of got this dialed in. When it comes to the fabric stuff, I still have yet to like go through that machine and really work on it how I want to. So we need to get new quarter windows. We got a guy who has those and we need a new windshield. Other than that though, it's working. I'm going to show you some more spirited stuff coming up soon. Fiero. I also need to fix the trunk lid. Deck lid. This is a deck lid. Deck lid.